I'm Luke Beard.
I'm Chris Green.
I'm Riley Gunter.
And I'm Nash Rainey.
And we are
The Backups.
All right, let's get into it. We're starting off with the NCAA tournament. A wild week for basketball. Wild couple of weeks. I guess you can call it madness, if you will. I mean, really, just what do you see with expectations? You have UConn playing Bama, and you have NC State playing Purdue. Yeah, anyone could have predicted these matchups. NC State making it to the Final Four. If you asked me a month ago who's making it to the Final Four, NC State would have been in my list if I was a liar. Obviously, the Cinderella of the tournament is NC State. After Clemson got eliminated, I think NC State's like America's team. I think NC State was already America's team. But at this point, I think everyone wants to see them knock off Purdue and, do some damage in the championship.
I'm going to be honest, man. At least for me personally, I don't think America has a team anymore. Like, any of these four teams win it all, and I'll be unhappy.
I think it has to be NC State, though.
I'm a real hater, and, I hate NC State, so I think it's tough, too, because, I'll give them credit. They have been a fun team to watch, and obviously as an 11 seed who was one missed free throw away from even making the tournament, I think their run has been very impressive. But like I said, I am a massive hater of NC State.
So who would you rather see lose, DJ Burns or Zach Edey?
See, that's the issue.
Yeah, that's all I need to hear.
Yeah. But
that's all I want to hear.
I realistically, actually, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I'd rather see DJ Burns lose.
See, that's just hating.
Yeah, that's what I said.
We're gonna have conversations after this about.
I don't want Zach Edey to win either.
Stand.
I know UConn's gonna win it all, but I just don't like saying that.
If any team can beat UConn, I genuinely think NC State's the only one that can. They're the only team that matches up left.
I
think they are the only team that matches up to UConn. They probably won't, but I think they're the only team that does match up to UConn and has the ability to stop a UConn team.
I just don't want to see Ben Middlebrooks succeed because I'm a hater, but at the same time, DJ Burns is a hooper.
Yeah,
I'd just like to see him play more.
I just respect this game. It's like a baby.
He has such nasty footwork.
Yeah, it's like I'm watching the baby Zach Randolph.
He's not a baby Zach Randolph. He's a bigger Zach Randolf.
I mean, you know what I'm trying to say.
I see what you're saying, but that man, he's so fun to watch. He's just he has great footwork. He can shoot the ball mid-range. He can shoot a little jumper. He works everyone in the paint. Like, no one can stop him. And it's just dominance. It's pure dominance. He tanked Kyle Filipkowski's draft stock in one game because he was just working him the whole game.
Yeah. They didn't send a double team to do the whole game. That was just, I was like, y'all gonna double team?
He's too good.
Yeah.
He's definitely a talented basketball player.
Who do you think wins both matchups?
I'm gonna be honest. It's probably the most boring, but I think it's the most likely. I think it's UConn Purdue, just because UConn Purdue. I mean, UConn has been absolutely crazy this entire tournament. I mean, they're the first team to. I think they're the first national champ to make it back to the Final Four since 2007 Florida. They've just been a very talented team the whole season. And, I mean, as much as I hate to say it and as much as I didn't think I would be saying it, Purdue has been having a pretty good tournament run. I think they've been playing well. And, I think we're all kind of used to Purdue kind of blowing it against weaker opponents, and I think that could happen again. But it's one of those things where you look at a lot of the analytics of, I remember going into this tournament, it was three teams that were top, it was like 100% in both offense and top 100%, it's like top 40 in offense, top 25 in defense. For the last 20 years, only teams that have met that criteria have actually won the national championship. Going into this tournament, those three teams were Houston, Purdue, and UConn. So it's just a lot of it points to UConn and Purdue. But obviously I don't like saying that. It's not really fun, but
I think it'd be fun to see NC State or Alabama in there, but I don't see just UConn. I don't want to see Alabama in there for Clemson reasons.
Yeah.
But UConn's just absolutely going to obliterate them. But yeah, I think it's going to be agree with you, UConn and Purdue.
It's just kind of you don't want to say it.
I don't want it.
Yeah, that's not what we wanted, but it's probably what it's going to be. Unfortunately.
I think UConn's going to repeat it.
I could see a UConn repeat.
What do you think?
I think it's going to be Purdue and UConn, but I also think it could be NC. On the other side, it's for sure going to be UConn. I just can't see Alabama doing it, but
I think UConn wins it all.
Yeah.
I'm going to guarantee This is a guarantee. This is what happens. UConn, NC State, and then UConn wins the championship. I guarantee NC State beats Purdue. There's zero part of me that believes Purdue has a chance against NC State right now. Zach Edey can't do it all by himself against DJ Burns. The only reason Purdue's made it this far is because Zach Edey has let them make it this far, and they haven't played a center as good as DJ Burns yet.
That's true. That's all.
Zach Edey's not dropping 40 on DJ Burns. DJ Burns can play defense. He drops 25 max, and they do not win that game. He will not have good efficiency. They will lose because Zach Edey takes too many shots. DJ Burns will be able to just, he's going to keep him still. He's not going to be able to move around him. Zach Edey don't have the footwork to do that. I guarantee it.
All right. Yeah.
I am confident.
Put some money on that.
I'd be willing to put so much money on it. You can call him a mattress firm.
You're go right in.
I'm
Sleeping on Purdue?
Yeah, they're a joke, man.
So is that the official mattress firm pick of the year? Last year
I
was
think so.
Furman and
Yeah.
All
Well, I
right.
think this one's a little different though, because this is like
this is Final Four.
Yeah, it's
between
like-
two elite teams.
it's like I could definitely be wrong on here. Like he
Yeah.
had a chance to pick 64 or 68 teams to be your mattress firm team, and you picked the one one of the biggest upsets of the tournament.
Okay, well, now I'll explain the Virginia point guard to just chuck it half court.
I still don't understand.
I picked Furman in that. I told you I picked Furman. Ball knower. That's what they call me.
I know everyone here had no idea Virginia was going to lose that game.
I can go back to my bracket. I know I picked
I
Furman.
know you picked them in one of your brackets, but like
I think I picked them in all of my brackets.
I feel like I've had a one-on-one conversation with everyone here saying like, yeah, we didn't think Virginia was actually.
Oh no, I was so confident Virginia was losing that game. Like I remember being so confident they were not winning that game.
All right, but
That's how I feel right now about Purdue.
to circle back,
I feel the exact same way.
Okay, that's good to hear.
But they might win. Who knows? All right, and then we have the NCAA, of course, the women's Final Four. I think this one is much more enjoyable.
Exciting.
This tournament's been so much more fun.
Yeah.
Even if it is like kind of predictable, the best teams are winning. It's still like
Exciting.
these have been
But it's
much better
stars.
games.
See the predictable teams winning, but it's stars on those
Yeah,
teams.
it stars on the teams. I mean, who are we thinking makes it? You have South Carolina, NC State. I think we can. I'll say it for everyone. South Carolina's going to obliterate NC State.
Oh, yeah,
it's not going to be close. It's not going to be close.
I think that.
No. There's
think-
nothing you can say that makes it sound good. It is not going to be close.
I think NC State's going to give them a fight for a half.
No.
And I think
Maybe a half.
That's what I'm saying. South Carolina and NC State, they're going to go back and forth for a half, and then halftime comes, adjustments are made, and
Yeah,
South
boom,
Carolina's
South
going to run away
Carolina
with
take
it.
it over.
I hate saying it. I hate South Carolina more than anything, but I can acknowledge that they are one of the best teams in women's basketball.
Throwing up the acknowledged South Carolina's kind of evil work. Not sure why you do
Doing
that.
man.
I honestly think Iowa UConn I think is a little closer. I think it's a little more tough to tell, but I think Iowa brings it. I can't see Caitlin Clark losing unless it's South Carolina in the championship. But
Same.
Paige Beckers has played great.
I was gonna say same, but I could also like UConn. They've pretty much been in the Final Four every year.
And I think that comes with the experience Gino
Yeah.
has. He's the greatest coach possibly in the history of college basketball.
Right.
Like that experience definitely helps them out, and that will definitely impact how far they can go. And now that you're getting text while we're recording, you have to read them out loud. You know the rules. Depending on what they say, let's make sure. Are they appropriate?
Yeah, the first one was just the hand clapping emoji, and then the next one was no souvenirs for you.
Who's that from?
The hand clapping from my sister, and the no souvenirs for you from my brother.
Which
Ford.
brother? Ford. Shout out to brother Ford. Shout out to sister Sloan for sending the text mid-show. And shout out Nash for having his ringer on.
My bad.
No, I'm kidding. I don't care. We just do some hating. That's what we are now. But anyway, Iowa UConn, I think we all, maybe not all, but I'm fairly confident Iowa wins that game.
It's hard to bet against Caitlin Clark. I mean,
Especially
especially
with what
after,
she's been doing.
Yeah, especially after that LSU game. I mean,
Dropping 41
as soon as the game started, she didn't look
took
like
off,
she could
yeah.
miss.
But since all y'all picking Iowa, I'm just gonna go UConn. Just
Someone has to.
Everyone someone has to.
And I will say, UConn did beat a really good USC team. They knocked
Yeah.
Juju.
They're not.
out.
Yeah, they're not. They're
So-
not bad or anything. It's not going to be like an easy win.
No.
At least I don't think it.
I could see it going both ways. I'm just more confident with it being Iowa. As South Carolina wins the championship,
Yeah.
I think we can all
I agree with that
agree.
too.
They're undefeated. and they haven't gotten. Well, they got close to losing twice.
Yeah, really one.
Tennessee in the SEC tournament. They were this close to losing.
And then Indiana came back, but they still.
And then they closed out.
Yeah, they closed.
Yeah. So really, it was just Tennessee, and Cardozo banged out that 3 with the last second, which is nuts.
Yeah.
But I think South Carolina wins it, right?
I feel like they just got the best. They got the best depth.
I get you're a hater.
I'm a hater. Well, it's also
let's think ball knowledge.
it's just I thought last year that was going to be an easy.
This has been this year's.
And I agree that this year's been different. I just don't like picking South Carolina for much of anything.
It's out of all the sports, it's one sport they're good at.
I can say that
Let 'em have it.
I'd be surprised if they didn't win it.
Let them have it. All right, let's bump over to the NBA. Reigning MVP, Joel Embiid, the troll himself. He's returning tonight. What do we have? What are the expectations with the Sixers?
I think at least get them past. They won't make it past the play-in area, but they'll get in the playoffs. It's good. He came back at the perfect time when they need him.
Yeah, I'm worried he's going to play hurt though, and it's going to mess him up even more. I think that's what's going to happen.
Unfortunate.
And I do not want to see that happen because I do think Joel is a very good player.
Yep.
But we will see.
Good to see him back though.
Yeah.
At least.
It is nice to see him back. I didn't know the Bulls clinched a playoff berth. Or play-in berth.
Yeah.
Look at the Bulls.
But I mean, to be honest though, like when you look at
The 36-40 Bulls have a play-in berth.
the Eastern Conference so weak.
There's
so
some teams in the Eastern Conference that haven't really been pulling their weight.
That's so funny.
Does it happen to be in Charlotte, this team?
So one of them.
The
Definitely.
team you're talking about in the state above us?
Yeah.
I was going to say this.
I mean, in terms of the Eastern standings, I mean, Boston has just run away with it. I mean, 12 games ahead of the Bucks. Seems to be a decent amount. I would say a decent amount of parity in that from that 2 to 5 spot. Only like a 3-game difference between 2 and 5. But in terms of the teams that really matter, unfortunately, and due to all of our surprise, the Charlotte Hornets will not be playing for a play-in spot. I know we were all shocked by this. I'm lying. No one was. But yeah, I mean, shout out to the Bulls, and I shout out to the Hawks. I'll give them respect where it's due. They were solid teams this year. I really thought we would have had them, but we're 17 games behind Atlanta. I'm going to be a realist. I don't think we can win 17 games in a row.
I mean, even if you did,
there's not that many.
Yeah,
there's not even 17
games
left in the season.
6 or 7 games left. I don't know if y'all are getting 17.
But I mean, my takeaway is that there are some positives from the season, and if you look at it, I feel like there's definitely other teams in the East that have had a way worse season than us.
You're not the Wizards or the Pistons.
We're not the Wizards or the Pistons.
Could be worse.
It could be worse.
Soon. With standings, playoff picture, who do you think gets in? Who's out?
You want East and West or just East?
We can just we'll look at both. Just who's in, who's out.
Okay. Chris, I'm sorry I went over you.
So I mean, first I think Chicago and Atlanta. I think those two will be out. Primarily, I mean the Hawks is going to be harder for them to. I know usually around this time
They have to beat the Heat right now.
They lock in, but no Trae Young. It's just DeJounte Murray trying to carry the team.
Been hooping,
I mean, he's been hooping, but I don't.
Yeah, no.
And then in the West, it's this hard, but I think Golden State might be out, and I think the Lakers will make it though, unless they got to play Sacramento. But yeah, I think the Lakers will be in.
I'll say probably. Yeah, I think probably Bulls Hawks out realistically.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go Lakers out, and maybe Warriors.
I'll take the Warriors out for sure, but.
Yeah, I'm just going to say Lakers Warriors out, I think. Just based off the season, it's a young league. And
but the Lakers also been hot recently.
Yeah, I could also see the Suns bouncing out. I could see them messing up in the play-in.
Yeah.
Or the Rockets decide to swoop in and steal a playoff spot.
Yeah, they got to beat.
That would be
I believe they play Golden State this week or next week.
Yeah, I know they play the East.
That'll be a big
game. They play them one day this week.
That could make it a 1 point or 1 game. It was 1 game a couple weeks ago, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's looking at the West, it's tough. I mean, there's a lot of good teams in that kind of 7 to 10 range. When I'm thinking of the teams that'll probably make it, I could definitely see Honestly, I could see Lakers Kings. I feel like the Suns are just, I don't know. I get bad vibes from them.
I don't get the feeling they're going to miss the playoffs, though. They have too many star players to miss the playoffs.
I don't know, man.
That can also be a downfall of too many star players.
It could be, but they're too marketable of a team.
Yeah.
Being a marketable team does help in this situation just because they've been able to bring in so many guys that they've been able to rebuild. And I just don't see a world where KD, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal miss playoffs on a team together. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Well, not even unfortunately. I don't really care what happens with them. But I just don't see it. And I could see a world where LeBron loses and there's going to be a whole discussion over the offseason about who's the face of the league now that LeBron's not in the playoffs, this, that, and he comes back next year and
wins a
goes off again. Probably, maybe not.
Like I can see it, but the Lakers
but
just don't lose in the play-in. Like that's my.
That is true. They don't lose in the play-in. I know I kind of hope it sticks Warriors-Lakers in the play-in because I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
That would be very
entertaining. Yeah.
But yeah. Bumping over to the Premier League, as we do. Nash?
It has been a very good run of games for Burnley, mainly the last 2 games. Don't look at the other ones. I mean, okay, here's the thing. We are in a very heated relegation battle. We need all the points we can get. And, our last 2 matches, we fought hard, and I mean, we've pulled away with 2 draws from 2 teams that realistically could have and have beaten us. So the fact that we could draw Chelsea, the future Real Madrid, and Wolves, some have called the Real Madrid of England before Chelsea.
Where'd you hear that? Just out of curiosity.
I just thought of it. I'm just kidding. I lie. No, but realistically, getting 2 points from these games was more than I think most people expected, and it's a very big help for what we're trying to do. I think we're playing Everton this coming weekend, and I absolutely think we can win that game.
Yeah, I think y'all can. Come on, bro. It's Everton. Bro.
It's Everton, exactly.
And especially now, Burnley, after drawing 2 games, a little bit more.
A bit more momentum.
Burnley's clearly had momentum, and they've still had fight throughout the season, even still being in that relegation zone. But just the opposite of Sheffield. They've given up.
They've had fight, and it's been a losing fight every game almost.
So,
4 or 5-0 losses in a row.
I'm feeling positive. I feel like this team can make something happen.
All right. He's bringing it up.
So,
okay, to be fair, I went into this game not expecting Brighton to win. I've
never gone into a game expecting my team to lose. Yeah. I mean, you were coming into the fan base a couple weeks ago, and now you're not winning any
I'm glad
games.
we can get through that sentence. That's someone stopping.
We just got to talk about the Riley curse. Like any team he supports.
Yeah.
Any team he supports.
Anytime you come into a different fan base, it's like they lose. The Warriors, you came into the fan base, they lose. You're coming into the
49ers.
The Brighton fan base, they lose. Yeah, you made up you're a 49ers fan, they're losing the Super Bowl. You are a Cowboys fan, you came into that fan base, and now you're losing games
They had the worst playoff.
I mean, who else? Who else do we have? Clemson, we haven't won. I'm blaming Riley. Start cheering for different teams, man.
Look at Nash's teams. They're at the bottom in every single
Yeah, but they've been at the bottom in every place for years. That's expected for Nash.
My team made
the Panthers, they have been at the bottom.
What team made history? What team made history?
Brighton.
When y'all lost 6-1?
What? No. They're the first team from the Premier League to make it through the knockout rounds of any European competition in their first try since 2001.
That's not history. That's just doing something that hasn't been done in a couple of years.
It was the group of death, too, by the way.
That's a very specific stat.
Yeah.
Some teams are just like,
did you look that up before you came?
Well, no. I saw that a while ago. But I'll say, my takeaways from this game, we scored really early. I mean, I had hope for a little bit, but then if you take away Salah, McAllister, and Diaz, I think it's an even game then.
Yeah, if you take away Liverpool's best players, game's even.
And I'll say, we have a very injured
team. See, Riley comes into a fan base.
Hey, we got an injured team too.
I know, but it's like, of course, you guys have so much money that your injured players are better than our.
Hey, get your money up.
We did. Top of the Premier League in profits this year.
More fan bases Riley's come into, and they've lost. Cody Rhodes. You came into the Cody fandom?
As soon as you got into it,
You guys told me to get into it.
Yeah. Blame him.
Oh, so it's my fault he lost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not any of the people writing.
He felt the vibes that you were cheering. He's like, I can't win this match.
No.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna let Roman spear.
Yeah. He's like, nope, that's not happening. Who else? What else do you like? What is Riley into? What was that goofy game you were playing for a little bit? Where y'all lost to the Bugs?
Actually, it's winning right now, by the way.
Oh, well, because you stopped playing.
What?
You stopped playing and now they're winning.
That's actually fair.
When you were playing, they were losing.
I have stopped playing.
That's what I'm saying. Anytime you come to the fan base, it's over, man. Man City drew Arsenal. Unfortunately, Arsenal couldn't pull off the dub. Still top of the table. If you take away, Salah and who else were we taking away? Van Dijk, Diaz, and
McAllister.
if you take away all of Liverpool's best players, then Arsenal's top of the table.
It's just both. I would say both Saka and Erling Haaland dropped absolute stinkers this weekend. Every game Saka plays bad, he limps off the sideline. Is he injured? No. And they sell it off so well by sending out the physical trainer with him.
Like, I was just so hyped for that game. Then I was watching. I was like, this is boring, man. Like,
I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
I like to sleep.
I've seen fans say that they're mad that one of Arsenal's players didn't make a pass, but the pass they wanted to make is absolutely impossible.
I was busy watching real sports, like wrestling.
We were at church.
We were at church. Yeah. You're right. I was busy not watching sports at all.
Praising the Lord.
Yeah. Happy Easter to everyone who celebrated. We weren't able to do that last week. We unfortunately have missed some episodes due to spring break and then some illnesses last week and whatnot, I think. Someone was busy. Opinions on team season so far is what we have in parentheses on this slide.
It was a possible.
I think that's from Riley. It's a possible highlight, so we're going to skip it. I'm kidding. I think everyone's pretty happy with how their teams have played.
Yeah.
Except for Nash.
I'd be happy right now.
Okay.
You're not 20th.
We're not 20th. I mean, it was going in. I had my realistic expectations were, we'd probably be struggling with a relegation battle, and that's been the season. But we're doing better now.
Yeah,
we're doing better now.
Fighting back.
We're crawling back up the table, and
is it too late though?
I don't think so. I still think this team can make something happen.
I think all of our teams.
Top of the table?
Maybe not top of the table. I'm not going to calculate it right now.
If every team gets fined, maybe.
Maybe a Europa League push?
If every team gets fined 50 points.
Yeah. Y'all are right there.
Then we're right at the
You're top. You're right in that list.
Yeah. But, no, I think obviously I'd prefer that we weren't in a relegation zone, but I think we're in a position where we can
push yourself out.
We can crawl out of it.
And then we have Champions League matchups. Let's just pick winners real quick. City, Madrid, who do we have?
Madrid.
I'm going to be a hater. City.
I was going City as well. Arsenal, Bayern. Bayern.
Yeah, give me Bayern.
I think this is the most even one out there. I think it could go either way. I think with the energy, I think Arsenal has a better energy going forward.
Go Arsenal.
I think Arsenal is. That's a fair statement.
I would never pick against my team, so I'm going Arsenal. Dortmund and Atletico Madrid, right? Yeah. What are you thinking?
I think Dortmund's played better in the Champions League. They don't play good in. I
don't like their colors. That yellow's so ugly.
Madrid.
Yeah, I'm going Atletico just because I don't like Dortmund's colors.
I'm going to pick Dortmund.
You like that bright yellow?
Yeah, I'm just like...
They look like refs. And then Barca, PSG.
Give me Bayern.
Yeah,
Barcelona.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barcelona.
Yeah. Is Mbappe even playing for PSG right now?
He is, but he's getting benched a lot because all the rumors of Madrid,
And now we have probably the most important thing we've talked about ever on the show, I'd say. WrestleMania. Predictions. I'll pull up the match card real quick and we can run through it real quick.
I was going to type it out, but then it was a lot to type
out. Yeah, no, it's not worth it. Don't worry about it. I got you. We'll start with the Andre Battle Royal, even though it's not on Mania. Just who we feeling?
I feel like it's probably the obvious answer, but Chad Gable.
That's what I was going to say.
Give me Chad Gable.
I'll say Andrade. I feel like they don't want him to lose yet. It's early, and I think they're going to push him pretty big.
That's fair.
I think Omos is in it, too. Oh, I missed the Omos and Otis eating competition that was on today. Does anyone know who won?
I don't know. I saw it on my YouTube.
I was
1 second.
I was being a good student doing my homework, unfortunately. So I could not,
Yeah.
not answer.
Oh, this is... Why did we miss that? the giant Philly cheesesteak and Akira Tozawa won.
How?
Hold up. I'm sorry. This is breaking news. Oh, Omos. Hold up.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's
What is it?
Major
What a polar bear doing at Arlington, Texas? What's going on?
With the other two.
Omos tagged out for Tozawa, and Tozawa was just eating, bro. Yeah, Tozawa won the Big Eats belt from Big E. Wow. Congratulations to Tozawa. What a day. Anyway, so we picked our Andre Battle Royal stuff. Rock and Roman versus Cody and Seth. Who do we have?
I think Rock and Roman are going to
Rock and Roman, they're going to set it up from night 2, Rock and Roman.
Yeah, give me.
Yeah, Rock and Roman across the board. Rhea and Becky.
I feel like Rhea's, I feel like there has to be I don't know. I feel
Someone
like
has to retain.
you got to have a little
give me
bit more
Rhea.
build up.
Yeah, Rhea.
Yeah, Rhea. Intercontinental Championship, Gunther and Sami Zayn.
Gunther.
This is tough. I think it's going to be their ring down
Like,
Raw.
I want Sammy, but I feel like
Yeah, I feel like Sami would be a good choice to dethrone him, but I don't think they're going to do it.
I think they're going with the Rocky story for this, and right now it looks like Sammy's going to be Rocky and Gable's like Creed, but I think it's going to end up being Sammy's Creed and Gable's Rocky, and Gable will win it off him. Maybe they're doing a pay-per-view in Berlin. He might win it there.
Dash in Berlin.
Yeah, so I'm thinking Gunther wins this one, setting up with Gable a little more, and then Gable wins it off Gunther at some point.
Yeah.
Jay and Jimmy.
Jay.
Probably Jay. I feel like Jay's.
Give me Jay.
Unfortunately, I
better
think
run.
they're going Jimmy, but I want it to be Jay.
I want it to be Jay.
I think they're going Jimmy just because they kind of want to build him up too.
yeah, but Jay has Lil Wayne though.
Jay does have Lil Wayne. Never mind, I'm going Jay. You're right. Lil Tinchy, he's not losing, especially when he's releasing a new song. Six-pack ladder match, Judgment Day, Awesome Truth, DIY, New Day, New Catch Republic, and the A-Town Down Under, who I heard might get replaced by a mystery tag team. I've heard the Hardy Boys are on that list. I'm hoping
I would love to see that.
they're not.
Yeah.
They're old, and I don't want them to get
but-
hurt. And last time I saw Jeff Russell, he got concussed. Like, I don't want them to get
I get that.
injured. I did see Motor City Machine Guns are now available, and they are very good tag team. If you've never seen them wrestle, very good. I would like the Creeds to be in it. I'm shocked they're not because they have been fantastic on TV. But who do we have? Right in the mic.
Little ASMR.
Yeah.
I feel like the Judgment Day retains at least one belt.
I think
they lose it.
This is.
You think they lose
Yeah,
both?
because I think Priest is going to either cash or cash in at some point.
I don't know who I think's going with. I know who I want to win. I want to see Awesome Truth win.
Oh, yeah. They got to get one.
Yeah.
I think Awesome Truth. So they announced last night that the match isn't over until both sets of belts get pulled down.
Okay.
They emphasized it. Awesome Truth is getting probably the Raw belts.
Yeah.
And R-Truth is going to forget to pull the other belts down celebrating, and someone else will get the SmackDown belts. I think it's how it's going to end. SmackDown belts, I think it's going to be New Catch Republic because they're on SmackDown. I'd rather it be DIY or New Day. I want the New Day to win, but they probably won't.
Yeah, they probably
But I'm still a New Day kind of guy. DIY, I just think there's so much just momentum that they could always have, and they're so good as a team. But I think it's New Catch Republic, who are also fantastic. So.
Honestly,
That's the vibe.
I feel like SmackDown. I think it's a crazy prediction, but I think A-Town Down Under.
I just don't think they're going to be in the match.
If
That's
they
what it
are
looks
in the
like.
match, if they are not pulled, then I think it's going to be them, or at least maybe not think. I just want it to be them because I think
They would have a fun time with the belt.
I think they're both talented wrestlers, and I think they've been both kind of been booked. They've been losing a lot recently, and I feel like I at least like as a fan, I kind of want to see them with actually start winning something for once. And it's mainly a vibe thing, you know. I want to see them pop bottles and shit.
Didn't they change Austin Theory's theme song?
Yeah, it's like Ivy popping bottles or something like that.
I'll be popping
Sparkles and
bottles.
champagne.
Yeah, something like that.
Sparkles and champagne. All right. Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill versus Damage Control. I think we can all say it. It's not going to be Damage Control.
Yeah.
Jade Cargill's first
Match. They're not
match, really.
lose on her first
She's
match.
not losing. She's too big of a star already.
Right.
And then Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. What are you thinking?
It's tough because I feel like it'd be weird for Ray to win twice in a row.
Yeah, I don't think he's winning.
I think it's going to be I think it's going to be Dominic and Santos Escobar.
I'm not really. It just like when we talk about the most unexcited matchup that we out here.
See, I can see that because I had like almost no build. But
because it's like I saw that last year.
I'm gonna be so real. This might end up being the best card on the show, or the best match on the show. This is going to be such a good match. Like, I promise this is going to be so fun. I am almost going to guarantee that this will be, if you look at a wrestling standpoint, this will probably be the best match.
And didn't they just recently start building it up? Like
yeah, they just built it up kind of late. But I can see why it's your most like unanticipated match. I get that.
I feel like there'd be a little bit more excitement if they.
But Santos Escobar and Dom. I mean, the Dom and Ray story already wrecked itself, so I think it'll be fun. It'll be a good match. Dragon Lee's going to do some crazy stuff. He's great. I'm excited for it. And then we have Roman Cody.
You're talking about Roman Cody night 2. It's gotta be Cody.
That'll be the last one we talk about. The Pride and the Final Testament. That's Bobby Lashley in there.
Oh yeah. I really hope it's Bobby Lashley.
I think I think it has to be, man.
It has to be.
This is my most unanticipated.
Yeah,
that's one of mine.
This is a nothing burger match.
Yeah.
Even though I am excited to see Bobby in the Street Profits and Authors of Pain, just they keep doing like character assassination to Karrion Kross. There's nothing making me excited to see him, and I think he's great. But there's just nothing like his reputation's just kind of died, and it's just auraless. But I do think Bobby and the Street Profits kind of have to take it if you're trying to build them up to be legit. B-Fab in the corner.
Right.
I mean, they're a fun team. LA Knight and AJ Styles.
It's got to be the megastar.
With everybody saying?
A Knight.
Yeah, it's LA Knight.
Yeah.
I think we all agree on that one.
Yeah.
Logan, Randy, and Kevin for the U.S. Championship.
I feel like it's gonna be Kevin.
What do y'all think?
Logan.
What do you think?
I'll let you pick. Let me check where you're going.
I kind of feel like it's got to be Kevin, just because of their SummerSlam match. It was SummerSlam, right?
Or your Royal
Rumble.
The Royal Rumble. Yeah. It was the Royal Rumble match where he got caught with the brass knuckles.
It's going to be legal this match, though. It's allowed now.
Yeah, I know, but it was KO being caught with him, which caused him to lose. I feel like he would definitely be. I think he'd have a really good run with the U.S. belt, and I feel like Logan Paul is. I could see it going either way, but I just know for a fact it probably won't be Randy, or at least I don't think it will be.
Yeah, last time KO had the belt, he had a fun run, the face of America. Kevin Owens, the Canadian man, that's the face of America. It was hilarious. I think it's going to be Logan, though. He brings a lot of attention to the brand, and now that he has a whole sponsorship thing. But I do kind of want it to be Randy, so we can see him drop an RKO on the Prime bottle and then pin Logan on the Prime bottle, just because I think it's just so good with symbolism and the stuff they've been doing cinematically. I think it would be perfect. That's like a cinema shot right there.
Yeah.
Women's Championship, Io versus Bayley.
I want to say Bayley for this one.
It's time.
Yeah.
It's time for Bayley.
Yeah.
She hasn't had a huge one in such a long time. I think this is the one she gets.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins versus Drew.
I feel like it's going to be Seth win, attempted cash in, and I don't know, probably still Seth. Or I could see Drew winning if it's like a triple. I don't know. That's one of those matches where like if it was just them two and I knew there was no threat of a cash in, I'd just be like probably Drew. I feel like, but with the whole cash in angle, I don't know if that's going to play a part in it or if it's going to I don't know. I hope it's Drew though, because I think he's a really good wrestler, and it's also like he's been hilarious on social media with all the CM Punk stuff and with Seth. I would like to see him with the belt.
Yeah, I think this is one. I think it'd go either way, but I'll say Drew for this one.
I say Drew and then, I say Drew, but I can also see Damian Priest pulling the Seth Rollins and cashing in, making it a triple threat.
Stealing it right from.
I can see that.
I think it's going to be Drew. Damian cashes in and Drew beats him again. Especially now that they've announced that Clash at the Castle's in Glasgow, where Drew's from. It's in Scotland. He will be holding the belt by the time they get there.
Yeah.
I think it would be silly for them not to pull the trigger and go with him at WrestleMania, give him the biggest win of his career, heading into where he can head into a pay-per-view, headline his home country, and they will sell out if he does that.
Yeah.
And they know that. They're a business. They're smart. It's going to be Drew.
Yeah.
And then the WWE Universal Championship. This is going to be the stupidest match in the best way possible. The most cartoonish Attitude Era. Everyone's running in. Stone Cold's glass is breaking. John Cena's trumpets are playing. Randy Orton's coming out. Goldust is going to quit AEW the night before and get out there. Paul Heyman's going to do 3 different turns. Brock Lesnar's going to come out and they're going to throw him back out immediately because he can't be there. It's going to be the most fun match we will ever see, I think. And then everyone's going to end disappointed until things get shocking. Cody kicks out at 2 from the spike spear combo, and Cody wins triple crossroads. We're going Cody. I don't care what anyone else says. We're going Cody.
Yeah, I'm going Cody.
We're running the Cody.
Cody, and then The Rock turn on Roman right after the match.
I think it turns on during the match.
Or during the match, either one.
I remember the way the room felt last year when Cody lost.
Oh my gosh, that happens again. I'm not watching wrestling.
Cody knows our pain, so I think he's felt it.
He has to finish this.
He's going to lock in.
I promise you, I will not watch wrestling if he loses again.
All right.
Overtime. Chris, start us off.
So I'm getting into baseball now. I know last year when we talked about it, I just didn't seem too interested, but I'm getting into it now. So, obviously, I'm rooting for the Braves. They won yesterday, 9-0 against the White Sox. So
And whooping the Phillies too.
yeah, we whooped the
Or
Phillies.
we whooped the Phillies.
Yeah, we only lost 1 game out of the series, which is still good. So yeah.
We always whoop in the regular season.
Yeah, and then October come around. I just want them to do that in October. That's all I'm asking for.
Wesley?
So you can hear the Eagles screeching in the background, but the U.S. men's national team took home the Nations League Cup for the 3rd time in a row. Defeated Mexico. Tyler Adams kicked. He's been injured for a year with a hamstring injury. So I guess the coach was like, why not? Let's throw him out on the field. Hits an absolute screamer from way outside the box.
Keep talking.
And then Gio Reyna, of course. Thank you. And then Gio Reyna hit another absolute screamer for the U.S. to beat Mexico 2-0. And now everyone says it's that Mexico's just not a good, they're just playing bad. But in reality, the USA is now going to dominate Mexico in soccer for probably the next 10 years. Thank you.
We're locked. Josh?
Okay, so I remember last year when we watched the selection for the NCAA basketball tournament, we were all really kind of upset about Clemson missing out on it. I feel like last year we definitely had the team and the season to justify a tournament appearance. And thankfully this year, through a lot of, really a better team and a lot of great performances, I think first and foremost beating UNC at UNC, that was probably, that was crazy. And I just want to do a little recap of what our run was. We faced New Mexico in the first round. I think there was a reasonable amount of doubt that maybe we wouldn't be able to beat them.
We were underdogs in the betting column.
Yeah, in the betting lines we were underdogs as well, 16 versus 11, and we came out and we beat them pretty well. And then following it up with against Baylor, I think
we were underdogs.
We were underdogs again,
yeah.
And beat them, and then again against Arizona, which
we were underdogs.
We were underdogs, yeah.
And then against Alabama, we were underdogs.
Yeah, and
that time we were underdog.
It's tough that we lost in the way that we did, especially since I knew we could have won. I think we
get some free throws, play some defense on the 3-point.
And get rebounds too.
Stop.
But
it's all right. I'm still proud.
The loss is disappointing and upsetting, but taking a step back. This was the best year in Clemson men's basketball history, and I think it was really special to be able to actually watch that live.
Right.
And I'm a mix of, it's bittersweet because it was an absolutely great run, but it sucks because I knew we definitely could have gone a little bit further.
Right.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it's going to be cool that, like in the future, we can talk, be like, hey, our team went to the Elite Eight.
Back in my day.
Yeah.
We were underdogs.
And then Clemson baseball, number 2 in the nation, almost the best in the nation. 24-3. Currently, our first loss was that 1-18 loss to Kennesaw State. That wasn't a real game.
That
doesn't count.
And then we lost once to Duke, who's fantastic. We lost to them 2-5, then we beat them in the series. And we lost to Miami, which is a game we shouldn't have lost off a walk-off, I believe. And we're currently up 6-0 in USC Upstate. So it's just a great season for Clemson baseball. They've really done a great job turning the program around a little bit after getting Bakichin as the coach. He's been fantastic. He's probably one of the best coaches in the nation. And just excited to see where we go.
Yeah.
That's about all. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully we will be back next week closing up on the semester. But we will hope to see y'all next week, and subscribe to Tigervision. Drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment.
Hit the notification bell.
Link in the description.
What else they say?
Oh no, I think that was it.
Yeah,
That's all.
Text your mom this. Bye-bye now.